There's a big difference between barely scraping by on minimum wage and actually earning a livable wage. Life sucks when you're struggling to pay your bills and barely getting by.
In this video, we're going to talk about 5 trade jobs that all pay $25 an hour or more. We're going to talk about what they do, how much they get paid, and the projected growth rate over the next 10 years.
If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that bell so you can get the notifications when we put out new videos. And in the comments below, let us know if you think $25 an hour is enough for you to live off of.
Before we get into the numbers, got to throw out a quick disclaimer. The numbers we're using are the averages across the country. If you want to see state by state exactly what you're going to make in your area, you can go to bls.gov and look up the exact amounts of what these positions would start out at, paying wise, mid-career, and then the top end. So that would give you a really good idea by going to bls.gov if you want to look up further information on these jobs. Also, there's other factors that are going to affect how much money you make, like if you work for a union or if you do residential or commercial construction. Those are all going to affect how much money you make.
Okay, so $25 an hour is going to come out to about $50,000 a year before taxes. So that means that you're still going to get taxed on that, so it's going to be a little bit less of what you're actually taking home each year. But that's about what it is going to be, for most places. Now, $50,000 a year is going to give you a livable wage in most cities and states across the United States. However, this is going to be different for states like California and New York, because cost of living is going to be higher there than it is going to be in Kansas, for example. But then those states like California and New York are typically going to pay higher rates, for their wage for jobs in those areas. So just keep that type of stuff in mind. But with $50,000 a year, you should be able to rent an apartment, buy a car, pay your car insurance, and then pay whatever other type of living expenses you have off of that $50,000 a year.
Okay, so 15 bucks an hour is what everybody chatters about in the news, right? That's great if it's like your first or second job while you're building up your skills, but you don't want to stay there very long. That is not a comfortable life. You're scraping by and barely paying your bills, most likely at 15 bucks an hour. And if you're living in those states like California or New York, yeah, you're not paying all your bills. You need to make more money. And that's why you got to invest in yourself and make at least 25 bucks an hour to get by and have a decent life.
$15 an hour minimum wage, that's going to be for your minimum skills, the minimum. That's what it is, minimum wage, minimum skills, that's what you get. Now, once you start being able to make yourself a little bit more marketable, you have more skills at your disposal, you're going to be able to get that $25 an hour job, and skilled trades, it's going to be a great place for you to look because, there's a labor shortage. Not a lot of people are actually wanting to do that type of work on top of that. So, the positions are more plentiful right now, and that's good because that's what you want, to be able to get out there, get in the workforce, and get these jobs that are going to pay you that wage that you can actually live off of comfortably. On top of that, with the cost of living going crazy right now, inflation going up through the roof, it's important to have that job that's going to be paying you that good money so you can maintain that livable wage with inflation.
Yeah, because $15 an hour, that ain't going to keep up.
No, sir.
Coming in at number 1 is construction and building inspectors. Now they're going to make about 30 bucks an hour, which is like $62,000 a year, and they're projected to grow at about 3% over the next 10 years. These construction and building inspectors are going to look at different things, different kinds of codes for local, state, national, and make sure that businesses are in compliance with them. Now they're looking at things like electrical, AC, heating and ventilation, plumbing, overall structural integrity of the buildings, making sure that these things are actually built the way that they're supposed to be built. And then on top of that, they have a huge different variety of things they can go into within that same industry or that same job title, where they're looking at the structure or structural integrity of dams, water systems, streets, bridges, all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of different opportunities within this same job, and I'm sure there's a huge variance in pay as well. So the higher up you get, the more technical you get, I'm sure the more money you make.
So you're saying a guy that inspects dams is going to make more money than a guy that inspects McDonald's buildings or something?
I sure would hope so.
Yeah, I would hope so too. Coming in at number 2, we got heavy equipment operators. These people are going to make about $26 an hour or $55,000 annually. The BLS is going to project that these people will have a job growth of 4% over the next 10 years, which is pretty good if this is something that you're looking into doing. These heavy equipment operators, they're going to operate heavy equipment. I mean, we're talking forklifts, bulldozers, engineering equipment, all that good stuff. I mean, our heavy equipment operators, they're typically going to specialize in about 3 different areas, okay? One of them is going to be the construction equipment, okay? That's where they're using stuff to help build stuff, excavation, all that type of stuff, all right? We have the pavement service equipment operators. These people are going to be the ones that are helping do the roads, all that cool stuff that you see out there, doing the construction, making roads wider, all the important stuff. And then lastly, we have the pile driver operators, okay? That one sounds fun for me. It'd probably be the one that I would have to pick. Sounds like they're hammering in heavy beams of wood and concrete and steel, having a good old jolly time. So if you're thinking about this job, if it were me, that's probably the one I would pick. But yeah.
Dude, when you say pile driver, all I can think of is the Undertaker, just bow,
Yeah.
driving somebody into the mat.
Yeah. Not what I think about, but
Oh, yeah, no, I know. Number 3 is plumber. They're going to make about $27 an hour or $52,000 a year, and they're projected to grow at about 4% over the next 10 years. There's a lot more to being a plumber than just playing with poo water. All right? They get a bad rap because everybody thinks, oh, I don't want to be a plumber because I don't want to unclog people's toilets.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, they gotta clear blockages sometimes, right? Take a big dump. Someone's got to get it out. But I mean, I have clogged plenty of toilets in my life. Anyways, so they do other things than just that, right? So they hook up water lines, they hook up gas lines, they hook up things to those water lines like your dishwasher, your sink, your toilet, your bathtub, and all kinds of other stuff if you're talking residential plumbers. So they do a lot of stuff outside of playing with poo water, right? And they make really good money. I mean, this is just starting out numbers. My friends that are plumbers make great money.
Coming in at number 4, we got electricians. These people are going to make about $25 an hour, okay? And again, that's going to bring you at about the $50,000 a year annually. The BLS projects that this job is going to grow about 8% over the next 10 years, which is awesome and, kind of expected because we're always going to need electricity, right? I mean, power is important, isn't it?
I hope so.
Yeah. All right, so electricians, they're going to be doing things with electricity, right? They're going to be installing the little power panels. They're going to be doing plug-ins, outlets, running stuff residentials, in factories, warehouses, all that stuff. That's what electricians are going to be doing. Electricians are going to be reading blueprints, troubleshooting problems with electrical systems, like not having lights downstairs for, whatever reason, okay?
Whoa, dude. Whoa. I just bought a new house, literally a new build. Last night, circuit breakers just kept tripping, won't come back on. And now we have an electrician coming out in 2 days. Meanwhile, half my house doesn't work.
Yeah. At least he's got like 2 separate air conditioning systems, one upstairs and one downstairs. So
and those work.
Yeah.
Thank God.
At least that's the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, in addition to fixing his fans, and his electricity downstairs, I mean, they're going to be repairing and replacing components of electrical systems, and they're going to be complying with local regulations. Yeah, that's the word. I lost it for half a second.
Words are hard sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, number 5 is HVAC technician, and they're going to make $24.32 an hour. I know. We said $25 an hour in this video. It's real close. But depending on where you live, you can make $25 an hour or more or less, right? Like we talked about. This job is projected to grow at 4% annually over the next 10 years, which is pretty good. And I'll tell you what, I live in Phoenix, and these people are amazing. I would die without air conditioning.
Oh, me too.
Okay?
Oh, absolutely.
It's 115 degrees here.
Yeah.
Nope.
I ain't
Or no.
sweating.
No. So they're going to work on your heating and air cooling systems. They're going to be changing filters or adding different kinds of fluid or whatever it is that keeps your system running optimally. They install them. They perform maintenance. They do all kinds of stuff on them. And if you live hot places like where I live or cold places where you need heat, yeah, they make a huge difference. You would die without them.
Yeah. My buddy, he's an HVAC guy, right? And his company pays him for the travel, and then they send him all over the place, right? Which is cool. So, when he has to drive to wherever he's going, he gets paid the same hourly rate, that he would get paid as if he was installing a system or maintenance in a system, and sometimes he's got to drive to a place flick a button, and then just drive back. And, you know, he made, you know, a full day's wage off of that by just driving and doing 30 minutes worth of work. So, you know, pretty cool, right?
And you can make a lot more money with all these jobs, depending on what you do, like we said in the beginning of this video. Now, if you're working for somebody else, that's nice. Or if you decide to build those skills, develop those skills, and then go off on your own and be an entrepreneur, you can make way more money.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got a friend that he has an HVAC company. He was an HVAC technician for a few years, didn't like the way that his company, or the company he worked for, was running things. So he did it on his own, and he was pulling in like $500,000 a year without any employees.
Oh, yeah.
He was killing it.
Yep. I mean, and you can do that with, I mean, almost any of these jobs that we had listed here today. I mean, you would start out making this money. I mean, and again, this is just the average. So depending on where you live, it could be a little bit less, or it could be a lot more. And then obviously, once you get more experience, your rate is going to go up, right? And you're going to make more money. And then once you get your own business, or if you decided to make your own business, I mean, we're talking 6 figures with any one of these jobs here that we listed off. So just keep that stuff in the back of your head.
Literally every friend I have that has that life that you probably might want or might be ideal. I don't know what you want out of life, but the ones that have like an acre or more of property, they got a nice house, they got all the toys, the boats, the razors, the fifth wheels, whatever, the pools, they work in the trades, or they have their own trade business. They're an entrepreneur. They make way more than any of my friends that went to college. So I'm not saying that you're going to make that kind of money. Maybe you go into business for yourself and you suck. I don't know. But they're good at business and they're crushing it. But even if you don't want to go into business for yourself and you work for somebody else, you can still make really good money and make a livable wage.
Yeah. The potential is there. All right. The beauty of these 5 jobs that we had listed here today is that during the shutdown, they didn't shut down. So they still made the money. They were still able to work. And I mean, their lives weren't affected negatively by this. And that's good if you're looking for the job security, you know, with the future. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. In the comments below, let us know if you know anybody that's doing one of these 5 jobs.
And we'll see you in the next video.